Hi, thank you for having me. It's a great honor. Quick question, how many engineers do we have here? Software engineers? Oh boy. All right, so I'm going to start off not worthy. Last night I had a dream. I did go to the dark side. I was dreaming of being here in shots, but this is my first day here, so please excuse me for the tie. But one of the reasons why I'm here is because of you guys. The stuff you've done over the years and how you've enabled everything for us. I think I need the clicker, guys. I don't have a clicker.
No, I gave it to them.
So I'll keep going. Is it there? Oh, it's right here. Sorry. Yeah, I'm a bit awkward. It's the tie again. But the point is, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't have my role, my position, and the things I do, but for all the hard work that's been put in worldwide by all the engineers. Matt sitting here, Matt from Dell, he doesn't know me from anybody down the street. But Matt, you don't know how many times I've been to your site to download drivers and to get ideas on how to get Fedora 2 running on Dell PowerEdge 6400s. It's a fantastic community. So I'm just here to share with you guys as to how we did this as at Virgin America. So we're the newest low-cost hybrid airline, domestic airline in the United States. Today we serve 13 cities. It's a bit dated. We just announced 2 cities last week. I didn't have time to update the presentation. We have 28 airplanes, Airbus A320s and 319s. And at Farnborough Air Show a week and a half or 2 weeks ago, we just ordered 40 new planes with an option of ordering 20 more planes. So we're in a very steep growth curve, and we're very happy to say that the United States public has embraced us and our service. If you guys do not realize, most airlines in the world are non-profits. We are equivalent to churches and charities. We don't make any money. So the only key differentiator for us would be guest service. That is the one simple element that is amazingly deficient in most airlines today, and that's what we're trying to appeal to. San Francisco, and we've won a bunch of awards, awards that we've paid for and awards that people have given us without us having to pay them for. And we are well known for product and technology innovation, from a consumer standpoint and from a product standpoint. But of course, in this extremely esteemed crowd, there's a lot for us to learn from you guys. Again, we have things like mood lighting. We have Wi-Fi broadband on our entire fleet. It's a company called Aircell. Very soon, you guys will start seeing 35 megabits going into the aircraft, up and downstream, and IPTV. So some amazing things are coming down the pike in the next 5 to 7 years. There's some fantastic companies out on the East Coast that are building out this amazing broadband mesh network for the sky. Our Red in-flight entertainment system is based on a Knoppix kernel, Linux. So when you see it rebooting, if you're an unfortunate person and you will see it rebooting mid-flight, that means something's wrong with it. But it runs in Linux. It runs fantastically well. Recaro all leather seats, the same guys who make seats for Ferraris. I gave this presentation 2 times last year and once earlier this year, and this has not changed. We still have 28 full-time equivalents. We have a smattering of consultants that we use now and then. But we are essentially focused on making our IT team an innovation team, as opposed to the traditional IT team that is taking care of the plumbing, like email services or network services. We don't want to be totally associated with that. We want to be associated with things like in-flight entertainment, putting out new product in front of our customers and our guests. Our responsibilities, as you can see, they're, for the most part, are pretty traditional, except that now we also have responsibility for in-flight entertainment, which is a customer-facing product, unlike what most IT teams do. It's a bit small, Where did we start? 2006, I joined Virgin America as the Director of Architectural Integration. We had Exchange servers. That was about it. Sorry, guys, but we had Exchange servers. SaaS-based, that too. Nothing worse than that. We had mostly Windows. If there are any Windows lovers here, I'd suggest you leave immediately. We had mostly Windows-based systems, and again, many of them that were SaaS-based and that were bought at the time that we needed them to be implemented quickly and cheaply. Today, where are we? We still have MS Exchange, but we have an announcement that we're going to be making very soon. We're moving away from the platform entirely. Our border MTAs are a pretty large cluster of postfix being protected by Clam AV, Spam Assassin, Maya Mailguard. Maya Mailguard is a quarantine management system, all open source. We have a very, very good reputation of protecting our company at the borders from being hit with either viruses or spam. And we're using all open source to do that today. Okay, important things that are important to me. And again, this is why I love engineering so much. Our philosophy, particularly my philosophy, is the first bullet, that software built on a foundation of quality, pride, and love, the subject, is superior, if not equivalent to software built on a foundation for profit. When a group of people get together and they want to build software, or they want to build a product, any kind of product, that they want to put their heart and soul into without the hope of profiteering from it, typically results in much better product. At least that's what we've seen. What we've also seen is mature open source software is very stable, it's very high performing. Simple examples: Apache, MySQL, at least the dev versions, until Mr. Ellison bought them out. And we use Tomcat for example, our application server. We've found these to be very highly performing systems, and we really did not have the need to go out and purchase commercial software. For example, virginamerica.com is built entirely on this stack: Apache, Tomcat, and we have MySQL in the back end, and it's running on Linux. We had $0 in software acquisition costs. My compatriots and other airlines, it'll be kind of hard to knock them because they've been around for many, many, many years. We had the luxury of coming in at a time when all these fantastic innovations were out there. But they spend millions and millions of dollars every year in just managing their software stacks. So that's a huge advantage that Virgin America has, where being, again, like a non-profit, low-cost carrier, we need to push all our money and all our funding into where it really matters, in front of our guests. Okay. Source code availability and transparency, very important to us. You go buy commercial software like an Oracle engine, or even worse, if you go buy Microsoft engines, try getting some real help from them. You'll have a lot of fun. We've had with every open source platform that we have at Virgin America, and we have quite a breadth of that, all the way up to VPN. We've had 100% uptime. We have only one Linux systems administrator. That's it. Okay? Now take that and go to any other company who uses commercial software. You need a bank of people to manage that software, and then you need a bank of people to manage that bank of people. And we simply do not have that luxury, and we do not want to waste our very hard-earned money on this kind of stuff. Okay. What did we figure? So why I'm building this up to you is these are all the things that went through my mind when I wanted to bring this open source into Virgin America, because it was when it was started by a bunch of airline guys who only knew airline systems. They knew, well, we had to have a reservation system, we had to have a website, we had to have this and that, but their philosophy was to go into legacy technologies because that's what they knew. It's not that they were not acceptable of new stuff; they just didn't know. So my strategy was, what do I need to do with IT? So for us in IT, we want to have really special skills. Conduct unbiased R&D. We need people who can do R&D within IT, not just an engineering team. Having open minds, broad ability to integrate a broad base of technologies. An incessant drive. You have to have a lot of drive in at least the new age IT teams so they can keep going and forward and trying to achieve the next highest level. we have stayed away from buying big brand software and hardware for many, many reasons. One is we do not believe in acquiring technologies so we can point a finger at someone when things go south. For us, when something goes wrong or untoward in our data centers or with our software, our guests or our user population, they really do not care whether it's a Microsoft problem, an Oracle problem, or who it is. They just see a problem. So we wanted to solve that part of the equation. We didn't want to say, well, we're having a problem with XYZ vendor, and we have asked them to help us out, and we're waiting for them to call back. We don't want to be in the situation where we become kind of a benign workforce. So for us, it is very, very important that we do not go on with entrenched vendors. An example is we are working with a stealth startup in the Bay Area right now who's coming out with new storage. And I don't know if NetApp and EMC are here. I saw NetApp somewhere. But they're going to make you guys run for your money. If you guys are here, listen up. Amazing volume management. The cost-benefit ratio is intense. Per terabyte savings to us, and the functionality we get with volume management is amazing, and it's almost equivalent to what you get with commercial vendors out there. And this is my own term, BBBS. You guys can all see this is big business BS. Stay away from it. You'll hear a lot of it, and this is something that we again, as a small company, we had the luxury of being able to do that. So, factors that convince Virgin America executives. Again, I had no airline experience, guys. The only experience I had was as a consumer. I've been flying since I was 16, and it was a resoundingly lousy experience since I'm 43 now. So, what are the things that we wanted to take back to our executive team? And me being fresher in the airline industry, it makes it like 10 times harder to convince these guys that we need to bring these new systems in. Quality, stability, and reliability were paramount. It's an airline. You can't muck around. There are certain systems that you need flat op systems that just work and work and work, because sometimes people's lives depend upon it. Quality, very, very important. Uptime, very important. Performance, very important. Low maintenance and overhead. We will never have the flexibility or the luxury of having banks and banks and banks of IT staff running an LS command. One guy running the LS command, the other guy doing the VI command, and the other guy doing the :quit. We need fire and forget solutions. We want to implement systems, and we want these to be part of the plumbing. Nobody questions your utility. Well, sometimes, I guess the East Coast had a problem a couple of years ago, but when someone supplies power to your home, you typically expect it to be there. It just works for the vast majority of the time. Reduced need for exotic and expensive hardware platforms. We had VPN from two vendors. One is a big vendor whose name starts with C. The other one was someone else. We threw away their VPN devices, and we are happily running on OpenVPN. It's a lovely clustered service. Works beautifully. It's got, I know you'll hate me for this, but Active Directory integration. We still have people who use Windows. Yes, I know. But it works like a charm. It's never failed us. So why would I go and buy VPN concentrators from Cisco? Why? Again, not everybody does that. If you go to a big organization, if you go to a HP, let's see, and they're having a lot of problems nowadays. If you go to an HP today, ask them, what's your VPN solution? Well, I'm sure they've got some exotic solution, Nokia, Checkpoint, Cisco, etc., etc., etc. Not because of any other reason other than they wanted the CYA factor built in. Again, for us, we've had the luxury.